World of Warships. While there are a plethora of high-quality tank games on Steam, potential admirals have significantly fewer alternatives. Fortunately, World of Warships is not only one of the finest naval combat simulation games, but it's also a free Steam game. Players will never run out of new toys to shoot at, with over 500 of the titular vessels to unlock, ranging from destroyers and cruisers to battleships and aircraft carriers.
Well done, Commander.
Trove. Trove is a hardcore MMO for gamers who live for the grind and action-adventure combat, despite its blocky, Minecraft-like look. In Trove, you begin by selecting a fantasy-inspired class and journey across a number of worlds, continually growing up, killing QB enemies, venturing into dungeons, and acquiring new items to display back at your home base. Trove will appeal to you if you are a hoarder at heart. The Elder Scrolls Online. ZeniMax Online has released the only MMO set in the best-selling Elder Scrolls franchise. Set 1,000 years before the events of Skyrim, ESO allows players to explore breathtaking locales from the series' mythology and participate in epic events. It allows you to explore the wetlands and exotic settings of Morrowind, the sun-drenched Isle of Somerset, and the snow-covered peaks of Skyrim. Elder Scrolls Online is one of the better MMO in terms of plot, with well-written characters and excellent voice acting. Team Fortress. It's incredibly polished, always full of players despite its 2007 launch, and receives periodic upgrades to beef up the game with even more caps, modes, and maps. Despite how much the game has developed since its first release, it remains simple to learn, especially if you have some friends to play with. The package itself now feels impossibly large, with a wide range of game types ranging from basic capture point red versus blue games to co-op man versus machine, in which players work together to repel waves of homicidal robots. Ring of Elysium. Ring of Elysium is heavily based on its narrative style and deep lore, connecting each and everything happening in the game every season. Each season continues the story and adds 3 new characters into the game, with each having their own backstories and connections to the events taking place. Project Playtime. Project Playtime was released in late 2022 by MOB Games, the creator of the viral hit Poppy Playtime, and it's already proving to be just as popular. Project Playtime, like its predecessor, is a horror survival game set in a toy factory, but this time you're not alone. If single-player horrors are too much for you, you may hide behind the relative protection of 5 buddies in Project Playtime. where you face off against one malevolent toy controlled by another player in the latest asymmetrical horror game.
Whoa! Demons!
Lost Ark. Following a successful debut in South Korea in 2019, Amazon Games and Smilegate brought the free-to-play MMORPG Lost Ark to the West in 2022. Since then, hundreds of thousands of players have descended to Arkesia, firmly establishing Lost Ark as one of the finest MMORPG. And it's no surprise, given that Lost Ark is one of the best-looking fantasy MMO available, not to mention jam-packed with monsters, raids, and tasks. Smilegate is also adept at responding to community input, offering additional gender options for classes, regular content updates, and tons of free Twitch drops and Prime gaming gifts to keep you coming back for more.
We almost died! Screw the contract!
Goose Duck. If you've previously played Among Us, there's not much to say about Goose Duck because it's virtually the same right down to your chores and kill mechanisms. If not, it's a terrific opportunity to test out cartoonish social deduction games, especially because it's free to play. You load into a game as either a goose or a duck, assuming you've been living beneath an airship for the previous few years. If you're the former, you're the decent guy stumbling around attempting to finish your tasks. The latter, believe it or not, are the evil guys, and you must use any means possible to prevent the geese from completing their missions. Simple, light-hearted pleasure that is best enjoyed with company. Digital Combat Simulator World Steam Edition. This hyper-realistic warfare simulator provides one of the most comprehensive battlefields in video games. The learning curve in Digital Combat Simulator World Steam Edition is startlingly steep, so don't expect to simply take control of an airplane or other military vehicle and start shooting nerds out of the sky. Even the most basic tanks, fighter aircraft, and ships need skill, let alone the sophisticated combat vehicles you may control. If you want to experience actual military warfare, Digital Warfare Simulator World is the game to play. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Counter-Strike Global Offensive arrived in 2012 following in the footsteps of a long line of multiplayer FPS games such as the original Counter-Strike and Counter-Strike Source. Years later, the fast-paced PC game can still compete with more recent games, thanks in part to its established core gameplay and active community. Thank you for watching this video. Stay close by subscribe this channel. I really happy if you leave a thumbs up and give some advice by comment below. See you in the next video.